Hello and welcome to the third part of the Bluebell tour. This is a bit more of a messy woodland, so I'm not expecting too much, but I'll have a look around and I'm sure there's a few hidden gems in here. But I'll show you the Regeneration, as they're calling it, when I get to it. But I've wandered down one of these little side paths, as you might have can see behind me. And I came across this little shop down here, this avenue. I'll turn it around, and yeah, I think it's quite a nice view. A nice little subtle path down the middle, with the trees bowing in. I think it's quite a nice shot. There's even a silver birch right at the back down the middle, so it sort of converges to a vanishing point sort of effect. So yeah, I'll just grab this one and then I'll have a little explore down there, and then we'll move round. Robin over there, and he's gone. We might have a shot just here. It's another angled branch, but it's only a small one this time. But I've got to work out if I've got the focal range to actually get it all in, because I don't know if 24 is going to cut it. It might have to be wider, but I don't have anything wider, so we'll just have a look, and then if not, that will be it, and we'll keep going. But here's what I'm looking at. This over here, but these little front ones just here, right in front of us, this V, is a bit problematic in terms of the placement. But we'll have a look, and I'll probably have to shoot from beside them to actually try and get this stuff in, because I want to get that in, and then the one that goes across, because it's got the two silver birches in the background as well, to sort of give it some sort of background thing to go on, instead of it just going into nothing. So I'm sure I can get one of them shots once we go past this. This bit is actually quite a shame that it's so messy, because if all this stuff, undergrowth, wasn't here, this would just be amazing, this bit over here. Because if you can see through the undergrowth, just the sea of blue behind it. But yeah, it is what it is. So as I've said earlier, you just got to use what you're given. Hopefully when they sort all this stuff out, then in the years to come we'll have a nice wood that we can enjoy and get a lot more shots. Someone's got a very bassy stereo. Here's a little shot that I've seen not far from the path, and it's this oak and I believe the other oaks in the background together, and I think that hazel just on the right will to balance the other side. And yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a portrait or a landscape. This is the regeneration area that they're currently doing and have cleared out, so this is what we're left with. Pretty sparse. I think the undergrowth in this wood particularly started quite early, because you just look everywhere on this particular part, and there is bluebells, but there's just so many brambles, and looks to be blackberry, or at least it looks to me like blackberry coming up from the woodland floor. If you look over here, I think that's a blackberry right here, down there. And yeah, like if these weren't here, it would have been quite a nice shot of the bluebells and then the wood behind, but it's all filled up with the weeds, basically, from my point of view. I'm sure they love living here, but it's a bit awkward for anyone who's trying to take pictures of bluebells. Approaching the original bit they cut back, and I'll spin you around in a sec to show you. This is where it started as the trees start to thin out, and this is the main portion of it stretching back to those oaks in the background. And yeah, there's some saplings in there that were planted, and a lot of self-seeded silver birches, and a couple of coppice trees that survived, but most of that is brambles now. And it goes up to where the path ends over there. Well, the junction is anyway. So yeah, that's what that other bit's probably going to turn into. But anyway, let's hope we find a couple more shots before we go. I've gone down one of the side paths and I found, well, two interesting trees, but one is going to make a shot and the other one is probably worth coming back for. So we got a dead oak, which looks very, very interesting. Completely lost all its bark. And then the one I'm interested in is that one at the back. And hopefully that will... We've also got some, what's it called? Fallen stuff that I can use as a leading line that's pointing at the base of said tree with the bluebells around it. It's a bit messy on the floor, but considering what else is around, when you look here, it's probably the best shot I'm going to get. So I'll take this and I'll show you. It's a fallen tree. Well, it might even be a branch, it could be a stump, but there's almost a perfectly circular knot out of the middle of it, and it's surrounded by the bluebells. So here it is, and yeah, I think with the sun on it, it makes quite a nice little thing, and I can either have it by itself or I can use this stump too to sort of do that sort of composition, or I can go in by itself. On this particular shot, I'm actually being careful when you look at the background not to get the trees behind, the big ones, to go in the back of the little stump, like that, because then it just doesn't give it the separation that I want. I think I've got like one shot left maybe, because on the way in to this wood I saw literally a bunch of bluebells on top of this boundary wall, or old boundary wall, that runs the length, because I believe this used to be a old lane before it became a footpath, and it was just catching the sun, because up here the path actually runs both sides of that mound, and it was just catching the sun. So if I can find it, if the sun hasn't moved too much, then I should be able to get that shot, and then I might be able to get to my final location, which is a small wood, but it has a boardwalk, so it's quite restrictive in what you can actually see and photograph. So hopefully that's not overgrown either, and then I can share that with you as well. But I will keep an eye out for this bunch of bluebells I saw, and then I will see if it's actually photographable, and if not, we'll just go to the next place. But yeah, I found it, but unfortunately during my wandering the sun's now moved around a little bit too far, so the shot's not on anymore. But it would have been alright. If I come back over here, I might try and get it, because it's quite free of other stuff, so it should be an easy thing, and it's sort of like within a pile of junk, so it's got a bit of sort of order in the chaos sort of look to it. But here it is. As you can see, the sunlight has moved off to the right, when it would probably, when I saw it the first time, it was going to be perfect, but now it's moved around. So, but I know what time it should be in sun now from the right direction, so yeah, if I do it within time, I will come back and take a picture of it, and I'll show you here. If not, it won't show up. I'm here at the last location on the boardwalk, and by the looks of it, it seems like we are indeed a little bit late, because as you can see, the bluebells are fast being outgrown by everything else in this part, and very much so down here. So it's not looking too good for this bit. Hopefully we can find something a bit further on. This boardwalk goes through the middle of the woods, so it's just a straight line, and it's gonna end up the other side, and then you can walk around the back, but there isn't really much visible from there, because they've kept a lot of the trees around the outside quite big, so they're blocked already, so it's not really an option there either. But I'll be happy if I come away with one shot from this location, which it might happen. It just depends what's growing up where, because it differs from year to year. But I'd say I've come away with more shots today than I thought I would overall. So it hasn't been a waste of time for me, and it's a bit better over this way. Now we've got more in the middle. I'll turn it around. There's a little patch down here. There might be worth a go. Just there. The only problem is that, as you can see, my shadow is cutting into the thing, and so is the boardwalk handrail, so might be able to get the bottom of that hazel in, something like that. I don't know. I'll keep walking and we'll see what else we've got, and I'll take my camera out and take stuff on the way back. It'll save having to get it all out and walk with it and then come back again and put it all back. But yeah, sometimes this can be quite a good little wood to go to for the bluebells, but other years, like this year with the bluebells being late, has meant that a lot of like the brambles and the bracken, well, the ferns haven't opened up a lot yet, as can be seen down here. You can see them like just around here, so it's not too bad. But if you're trying to get pictures of the bluebells, then they get in the way, even though they're not actually open as of yet. But it won't be long, because a couple of them over here are opening up, so, and they do grow and change very quickly, so I won't be surprised if this will be all covered over in a umbrella of fern leaves or fronds in about a week. This bit down by the boardwalk. There's some more of the white flowers that we saw at the other wood mixed in, but unfortunately a few more ferns. And that would probably be a nice shot if there wasn't this one right here to give me a bit more space, because even if I go over here, it's then makes these silver birches get in the way, so there's no width to be had. I don't know what they're doing with these woven sort of nest things though. I don't know if they've got tree saplings or whatever in them, but oh well, doesn't look like there's much here today. So, well, we've come to the other end of the boardwalk, as we can see right here, into the houses, and yeah, it's a bit more open over here, but there just isn't anything striking enough. If it was a bit more open, maybe that oak in the background would have made a good shot, but there's too much stuff in the way, like that silver birch branch is right in the middle of it, and this stump right here is very off-putting, although of course we've got Photoshop, so it's just a bit annoying. But yeah, that's about the extent of my video today, and I hope you've had a nice time following my wanderings around this part of Bracknell, and I hope to catch you on the next video.